Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence. Today we're going to do a comparison video, and we're going to compare the Final Faction Dollar Tree figures compared to the Super 7 ReAction figures. So, I've been meaning to do this for a while. I just haven't picked one up, and yesterday when I picked up stuff to do the mods for the bats, I decided to pick it up and I do this video. So, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Follow the channel. You know the content that I'm giving you guys. If you enjoy it, I appreciate it. We just hit 700 subscribers, so I'm really happy about that, and hopefully we can continue to grow. So anyway, I've seen online some videos, mostly on Instagram and on Facebook, where people talk about how this is garbage for 20 bucks, $18 at the time, 20 bucks. I'm one of the people that complains the most about these things, that, hey, you know what? Dollar Tree gives us just as good of articulation, just as good as paint apps, and a better story. Now, I don't know about the story, but I'm going to compare the two. And as much of a hater as you could say that I am with Super 7, I definitely find it hard to believe that the dollar store figures, these Final Faction figures, can even come close to being compared to the ReAction figures. But I have not actually held one in hand. So what we're going to do is I have one figure here that we're going to look at the boxes, because obviously that all goes into what $20 constitutes. And then I'll look at it, you know, I already have one open. I'm not opening that figure. I don't know why. I got it on clearance for like $7. But anyway, and then we're going to open this thing, and we're going to compare the two. And we'll see the difference between a ReAction figure and a dollar store Final Faction figure actually is. So let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at this. Compare them, and then you can decide whether or not Super 7 is charging $18.75 more than they should be. All right, so let's take a look at both the figures right off the bat. So packaging is huge. You can clearly see on this Final Faction, it is Dollar Tree at its best. It's beat up. Not something you probably want to keep. It's blistered, so it just follows the figure. And on the back, it has a little cross-sell of the different figures that it has. Strength, speed, agility, stamina. So it does give a little backstory. It gives you an origin of them. So this is pretty cool. It's giving you something. And again, we're talking about $1.25. It's not bad that it does give you some sort of history and some sort of role-playing, something to build up on the story. And you can watch the Final Faction cartoon by scanning this with your phone. So that is pretty cool. And to think that the dollar store or the Dollar Tree actually puts so much into it, whoever does this. But then you're just going to look at a ReAction figure. And again, when you look at this, whether or not you like this figure or not, they do put a lot of time and effort into the card. So not only do you have this wonderful artwork that goes with it, you have the figure that stands right out, and you have this nice blister. And once again, he is in a plastic blister, so he doesn't shake around, compared to where this one is just kind of folded, not folded, but melted around it, so that's where he stays. And then on the back here, you're going to have a file card, just like our original G.I. Joes. You're going to have your cross-sell of all the different figures that they have, and it's also on some really nice, sturdy cardstock. Again, I have definitely discussed the cardstock of this compared to like G.I. Joe. Hell, this is better than what Hasbro is giving us on the G.I. Joe O-ring figure. So, but what we are going to do is I have two different figures here, two different ReAction figures that I can compare this figure to. Maybe I only have one right now. So let's not waste any time, and let's open this Final Faction figure and see what he's actually like on the inside. So there's no reason to keep any of this. I'm just going to pop it out, and there you go. That's all there is to it. This one comes with this jetpack, which is going to plug into his back right here. All right. So we can quickly go over the articulation here. Wow. So quickly go over the articulation. There's only 5 points. Heads turn. Arms move up and down. And legs move up and down. So on the back here, it does have a peg. I can tell you right now, looking at it already, that shoulders have already split like it is a Balaverse Night Ops figure. So right there, you're going to kind of get knocked down. And so you take the two figures and the feel of them, you can definitely feel that this is a heavier plastic. It does look better. The paint definitely looks better. Now, is it $18 better? That's something for you to decide. But you can definitely feel a difference. Now, let's look at this guy here. And I gotta say, the paint apps aren't bad for looking at a $1.25 figure. It definitely has some wear on the chest with the silver. They just kind of went over the buckles or his straps here. So they kind of just went over everything just to give it a little bit of a look. The knee pads are painted. It's got really big feet. On the back, it's just only painted one color. And then you look at the face. The glasses are painted. He has his hair painted. Lots of seams. So that's what a Final Faction figure looks like. So now we want to take a look at this Super 7 ReAction figure. And he does have his... Does this come off? No, I guess it doesn't. So he's got his swords. They go in the back here. And his bow and arrow. I thought this actually came off. I know some of the backpacks do. So if you look at the ReAction figure, there are no seams here. Same with Snake Eyes here. No seams. They look really nice. The seams at the head, you don't really see anything like that. The paint on this is really, I mean, they really are nice. They don't seem to mess up too much here. You know, you have a dagger that's going right past the belt. His 2 throwing stars. Here you have the buckle. And then you have the Cobra symbol that looks really nice. And then you even look at the eyes. They stand out extremely nice. And even the paint apps on the swords here. So, looking at this, I have to say that when I hear people say, hey, you know what? Dollar store is giving us figures for $1 that's just as good as ReAction. I'm going to have to disagree. Yes, they both have 5 points of articulation. Yes, I do not think that this is worth the price. But are they the same type of figures? No, they're not even close. So they do stand the exact same size. The proportions are a little out with the big, he's got some big feet here. I'm not sure how long he's going to last. They're really smooth. Now they do have pegs here. I'm going to grab a O-ring here. This is a huge complaint of mine. I don't know how these work. But if I take the O-ring here, and look at this, this actually pegs in here, which is how it should be. But for some reason, the peg holes here with the G.I. Joes don't fit. Now I know you're going to say, hey, you know what? That's just Super 7. They do their own size. But my complaint is, I have another ReAction figure right here, Circle Jerk Skank Man, and they use the same peg size as G.I. Joe, Star Wars, so it makes no sense. For some reason, Super 7 decided to change the size of the G.I. Joes. As for the backs, ReAction only have a peg hole in the back if they have a backpack. So like the bazooka that I have has a peg hole. I really did think this came out, but I'm not going to fight with it. I was just wrong on that. So there is your comparison of these two wonderful 18, now 20, compared to $1.25. Okay, so there's the conclusion of the Final Faction Dollar Tree figures compared to the Super 7 ReAction figures. ReAction, Dollar Tree. First glance, when you quickly look at it, you'd say, hey, you know, it's the same figure. They're definitely not. This has a slimmer stance, much thicker. You can definitely feel the difference in the plastic. All right, this is definitely a better feel than this. But again, this is $1. And if you're playing with your kids or you just want to get your kids into some sort of like military line, this isn't bad. But when you hear someone say, hey, you know what? Dollar Tree's making figures just as good as ReAction figures. Even myself, who is not a big fan of Super 7, has to disagree. It is night and day between these two figures. Again, I think this is a pretty nice figure for $1. I think your kids will like to play with it. If it does have a history, it has some sort of cartoon, I'm actually going to pop it in and kind of watch it. I just want to see what it's about. It gives you something you can watch with your kids, and maybe your kids want to play with it. For the Super 7, in all honesty, you better wait till these things go on sale. These are collector's items more than toys for your figures or for your kids, unfortunately. But coming from a guy like me who is not a huge fan of Super 7, I really had to do a video, and I just had to say, is it really possible that $1.25 figure can match an $18 to $20 figure, which I do believe is way overpriced? And the answer definitely is no. I think a better comparison that I may do is doing the 3.75-inch Marvel Legends compared to a ReAction figure. I think that may be a better comparison. So, but I just wanted to do it. I hear a lot of things. People throw things out, and once people hear it, they take it as, you know, the truth. And people don't want to do their own research. I figured for $1.25, it's easy enough to throw a video up here, do it. I rambled on a little bit showing the two figures. Again, anyone that's been watching my channel knows I have no script. You have no idea how many times I'll restart something because right off the bat, I kind of forget what I'm talking, or forget the points that I wanted to get to. But to me, that's always been how you know that someone is being honest with you. They're just going to tell you what they're seeing. And I wanted a first reaction. That's why I do a lot of the videos that way now. It's first reaction. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. If you enjoy the video, like the video, follow the channel, Instagram and Twitter, A Punk with Toys. I'll mention it again, the Facebook page, which I'm trying to grow, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. But I'm gonna get out of here. It's a hot, steamy Sunday here in Michigan, and I don't even want to go outside. It's how awful it is. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys all have happy toy hunting. Here, click here to like the channel. Click here to watch this video, and have a wonderful night.